The news that has been circulating since this past Saturday regarding the return of the full away allocation at Ibrox has sent shockwaves through the Scottish Premiership, and for the Parkhead faithful, it feels like a monumental victory before a single ball has even been kicked in the next Glasgow derby. James Mcfadden has been very vocal over the weekend about how much he loves the fact that Celtic fans will once again have the entire Broomloan stand at their disposal, and his analysis highlights a crucial shift in the dynamic of this historic fixture. For several years, the spectacle of the greatest derby in world football has been somewhat diminished by the reduced ticket allocations, but the return of nearly 8,000 members of the Green and White Army to that end of the stadium changes everything for Martin O'Neill and his players. Mcfadden pointed out that the atmosphere created by a full away stand is not just about the noise, but about the psychological pressure it exerts on the home side. When the Celts travel across the city, having that wall of sound behind the goal can be the difference between a point and all three, especially in those high-intensity moments where momentum hangs in the balance. I will talk about the specific tactical advantages this gives to our defensive line in a moment. But first, we must consider the sheer emotional weight of this development for the supporters who have felt locked out of their rivals' ground for too long. Since this past Saturday, the conversation has shifted from just the result on the pitch to the restoration of the soul of the fixture. Mcfadden, who understands the pressure of these matches better than most, believes that the presence of the Parkhead faithful in such large numbers will act as a 12th man for the boys, providing a sense of home comfort in the most hostile of environments. It is a decision that has been welcomed by everyone who cares about the reputation of Scottish football on the global stage, as the visual of a divided stadium, half in blue and a significant portion in green and white, is what makes this match a global phenomenon. While the fans are preparing their voices, the focus on the pitch has intensified following the predictions made by the staff at 67 Hail Hail over the weekend. There is a palpable sense of optimism surrounding the squad, and one name that keeps coming up in every conversation is Tomasz Cvanchara. The forward has been in a rich vein of form, and the writers are boldly backing him to score a brace against Rangers when the sides next meet. This level of confidence is not unfounded, as Tomasz Cvanchara has shown a remarkable ability to find space in crowded penalty areas, and his physical presence will be a nightmare for the Rangers defenders to handle. I will dive into the specific way Jota will be used to provide the service for those goals in just a minute, but the impact of a striker who can deliver on the big occasion cannot be overstated. Since last Saturday, the debate has raged about whether Tomasz Cvanchara should lead the line as a lone striker or if he should be supported by the likes of Junior Adamu or Kelechi Iheanacho. Under the guidance of Martin O'Neill, the team has developed a tactical flexibility that allows them to adapt to any situation, and the manager will surely be looking at the weekend performances to decide his best starting 11. The prospect of Tomasz Cvanchara silencing the Ibrox crowd with 2 goals is something that every member of the Green and White Army is dreaming of. And given his recent statistics, it is a very realistic outcome. The ability to finish with both feet and his aerial prowess make him a complete number 9, the kind of player who thrives under the bright lights of a derby day. The managerial landscape has also been a topic of heavy discussion since this past Saturday, following comments made by Andy Halliday regarding his boss at Motherwell, Jens Berthel Askew. Halliday suggested that Askew is a manager who would be better suited to the demands of a club like Celtic than our rivals across the city. This has sparked a debate among the supporters about the tactical direction of the club. While some fans have expressed interest in the modern approach of Jens Berthel Askew or even the international experience of someone like Roberto Martinez, the reality is that the club is in very capable hands. Martin O'Neill remains the man at the helm, and his record speaks for itself. The president, Brian Wilson, has been clear about the vision for the club, and the stability provided by Martin O'Neill is something that many believe is our greatest strength. I will explain why the Roberto Martinez links have resurfaced in the media in a few minutes, but for now, the focus must remain on the job at hand. The comparisons between different managerial styles are always interesting, especially when a player like Andy Halliday weighs in, but the Hoops have a clear identity under O'Neill. His ability to motivate players and his deep understanding of the Celtic traditions make him the perfect fit for the current squad. The modern game often looks for the next big thing in the dugout, but the Parkhead faithful know that success is built on more than just trendy tactical setups. It requires a heart and a soul that understands what it means to wear the crest. Looking at the squad that Martin O'Neill has at his disposal, the depth is truly impressive. In goal, Kasper Schmeichel brings a level of experience and leadership that is invaluable in high-stakes matches. His communication with the back four, which likely includes the likes of Alistair Johnston and Cameron Carter-Vickers, ensures that the Celts remain difficult to break down. Over the weekend, there has been much praise for the way Alistair Johnston handles his defensive duties while still being a threat in the attacking third. Since this past Saturday, it has become clear that our defensive solidity will be the foundation upon which any derby victory is built. Liam Scales and Austin Trusty have also shown they are ready to step up when called upon, providing the manager with plenty of options. In the midfield, the captain Callum McGregor continues to be the heartbeat of the team. His ability to control the tempo of the Scottish Premiership is unmatched, and when he is paired with the energy of Reo Hatate and the technical skill of Arne Engels, the Celtic midfield becomes a formidable force. I will talk about the creative role of Paulo Bernardo and how he might be the secret weapon in the next match in a moment, but the balance in the middle of the park is currently the best it has been in years. The addition of Luke McCowan and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain provides further depth, ensuring that the intensity never drops, even when substitutions are made. In the final third, the options available to Martin O'Neill are enough to frighten any Scottish Premiership defence. Jota remains a primary source of creativity and flair, a player who can produce a moment of magic out of nowhere. His partnership with Dyson Maeda on the opposite wing provides a perfect blend of skill and tireless work rate. Since last Saturday, the analysis of Dyson Maeda's contribution has highlighted just how important his pressing is to the overall team strategy. He does not just attack, he defends from the front, never giving the opposition a second to breathe on the ball. This collective effort is what defines the green and white army under the current regime. Michel-Ange Balikwisha and Hyunjin Yang are also pushing for starting spots, showing that there is no room for complacency in this squad. The competition for places is fierce, and that is exactly how Martin O'Neill wants it. Every training session at Lennoxtown is a battle, as players strive to prove they deserve to be part of the starting 11 for the upcoming clash at Ibrox. The discussion around the manager's position that started since this past Saturday is an interesting distraction, but it should not take away from the progress made on the pitch. While some sections of the support might be intrigued by the tactical nuances of Jens Bertel Asku, the overwhelming majority understand that Martin O'Neill's presence is vital for our pursuit of more silverware. The president, Brian Wilson, has built a structure that allows the manager to focus on the football, and that synergy is paying dividends. The Scottish Premiership is a demanding league, and the pressure of being the top team in the country is something that O'Neill handles with grace and determination. The narrative that Jens Bertel Asku is better suited to Celtic than Rangers, as put forward by Andy Halliday, is a testament to the high standards that are expected at Parkhead. We are a club that demands a certain style of play, a commitment to attacking football, and a winning mentality that is ingrained in every player from the moment they sign. I will discuss the potential impact of Kieran Tierney's role in the squad in a moment, but we must also acknowledge the rising stars who are making their mark. Players like Benjamin Arthur and Colby Donovan are the future of the club, and their development under the watchful eye of Martin O'Neill is crucial for long-term success. The integration of youth has always been a cornerstone of the Celtic philosophy, and it is heartening to see that tradition continue. Since this past Saturday, there has been a lot of talk about the defensive recruitment, but the internal growth of our own academy products should not be overlooked. When you look at the bench and see the likes of James Forrest, a man who has won everything there is to win with the Bhoys, you realize the level of quality and experience that permeates this group. James Forrest remains a vital part of the squad, a reliable option who can change a game with his direct running and clinical finishing. The return of the full away allocation at Ibrox is not just a win for the fans, it is a tactical boost that Martin O'Neill will surely exploit. Having 8,000 fans screaming for the hoops will create an environment where the players feel invincible. James Mcfadden was right to point out that this changes the entire feel of the game. It becomes a true battle of wills, both on the pitch and in the stands. The Green and White Army has a repertoire of songs that can inspire the players and intimidate the opposition in equal measure. Since last Saturday, the anticipation for the next derby has reached a fever pitch. The thought of Tomasz Cvancara wheeling away in celebration in front of a packed Broomloan stand is enough to give any Celtic fan goosebumps. It is these moments that define seasons and create legends. As we look forward to the Wednesday release of this news, it is important to reflect on how far the team has come over the weekend. The tactical analysis from the writers at 67 Hail Hail suggests that the Celts are in a prime position to dominate the remainder of the season. The prediction of a brace for Tomasz Cvancara is a bold one, but it reflects the general feeling of confidence surrounding the club. The midfield trio of Callum McGregor, Rio Hatate, and Arne Engels is functioning like a well-oiled machine, and the defensive line is looking more settled with every passing game. The leadership of Kasper Schmeichel cannot be overstated, as his presence provides a calm assurance to those in front of him. I will break down the specific statistics of our recent clean sheets in a minute, but the overall defensive record since the start of the year is a testament to the hard work being done on the training ground. The debate over whether Roberto Martinez or Jens Bertel Askau would be a better fit for the club is purely academic as long as Martin O'Neill is in charge, but it does highlight the global appeal of the manager's job at Celtic Park. We are a club that attracts interest from the biggest names in football, and that is a reflection of our stature and our history. Brian Wilson has done an excellent job of maintaining the prestige of the club, ensuring that we remain the premier destination for top talent in Scotland. The comments from Andy Halliday since this past Saturday are just another example of how the rest of the league looks at us with a mixture of respect and envy. They see the quality of our play and the passion of our fans, and they recognize that something special is happening at the East End of Glasgow. The role of Jota in the upcoming matches will be pivotal. His ability to beat a man and deliver a cross into the box is exactly what Tomasz Cvancara needs to thrive. Over the weekend, we saw glimpses of their burgeoning partnership, and it is only going to get stronger with more time on the pitch together. Jota is the type of player who can find a gap in even the most stubborn of defenses, and his vision will be key to unlocking the Rangers' backline. Since last Saturday, there has been much discussion about how to get the best out of our wide players, and Martin O'Neill seems to have found the perfect balance. By allowing Jota the freedom to drift inside and link up with the midfielders, he creates space for the overlapping runs of Alistair Johnston or Marcelo Saraki. This multi-dimensional attack is what makes the Celts so difficult to defend against. In terms of the midfield battle, the presence of Paulo Bernardo offers something different. He is a player who can carry the ball forward with pace and power, breaking through the opposition lines and creating overloads in the final third. I will explain how his positioning can disrupt the Rangers' defensive shape in a moment, but his contribution since joining the club has been outstanding. He provides a physical presence that complements the more technical attributes of Rio Hatate and Arne Engels. This blend of attributes is exactly what you need in a derby match, where the physical demands are just as high as the technical ones. The Scottish Premiership is a league that requires you to be up for the fight, and this Celtic squad is certainly not lacking in that department. As we move closer to the big match, the predictions will continue to pour in. The fact that the writers at 67 Hail Hail are so unified in their belief in Tomasz Cvancara speaks volumes. A brace at Ibrox would instantly make him a hero among the Parkhead faithful. It is the kind of performance that stays with a player forever, and given his temperament, he seems like someone who will embrace the pressure rather than be overwhelmed by it. Since this past Saturday, the fans have been debating the starting lineup, and while there are many options, the core of the team seems set. The experience of Cameron Carter-Vickers and the composure of Liam Scales will be vital in keeping the Rangers' attackers quiet, while the energy of the midfield will be tasked with winning the second balls and maintaining possession. The return of the fans to the Broomloan stand will also have an impact on the officials. It is a well-known fact that a loud and passionate away support can influence the atmosphere in a way that makes it harder for the home side to get every decision their way. James Mcfadden alluded to this over the weekend, suggesting that the psychological shift is real. When you have 8,000 people shouting for every foul and every corner, it creates a sense of parity that has been missing from recent derbies. The Green and White Army will be there to ensure that their team is not intimidated by the surroundings. This is a massive step forward for the integrity of the fixture, and everyone involved deserves credit for finding a resolution. Looking at the technical staff, the partnership between Martin O'Neill and Brian Wilson is a strong one. They share a vision for the club that is focused on sustained success, both domestically and in European competition. The Champions League remains the ultimate goal, and the squad being built is designed to compete at that level. The inclusion of players like Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain and Kasper Schmeichel brings that European pedigree to the dressing room, helping the younger players understand what is required to perform on the biggest stage. Since last Saturday, there has been a lot of reflection on our recent European performances, and the consensus is that we are moving in the right direction. The tactical discipline shown under Martin O'Neill is a major factor in this improvement. I will talk about the specific injury updates and the fitness levels of the squad in a moment, but it is clear that the medical team has been working hard to ensure that everyone is available for selection. The depth of the squad means that even if a key player is missing, there is someone else ready to step in and do a job. This is a luxury that not many managers in the Scottish Premiership have. Whether it is Anthony Ralston coming in at right back or Rio Hatate returning to the starting lineup, the quality remains high. The fans have total faith in the manager's ability to pick the right team for the right occasion. The narrative surrounding Jens Berthel Askau will likely continue as long as he is performing well at Motherwell, but the focus for any true Celtic fan remains on the current era under Martin O'Neill. The comparisons made by Andy Halliday since this past Saturday are a compliment to the standard that has been set at Parkhead. To be the manager of this club, you need to be more than just a good coach. You need to be a leader of men and a representative of a global institution. Martin O'Neill embodies those qualities, and his passion for the club is evident in every interview and every touchline celebration. The Green and White Army knows they have a man who will fight for the crest just as hard as they do. As we conclude this update, it is clear that the upcoming weeks are going to be some of the most exciting in recent memory. The return of our fans to Ibrox, the goal-scoring form of Tomasz Cvanchara, and the overall strength of the squad under Martin O'Neill all point towards a successful period for the boys. The Scottish Premiership title race is heating up, and the Celts are looking like the team to beat. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel and have the notifications turned on so you never miss a beat of the Celtic news as we continue to follow the journey of the Hoops throughout the season. Your support is what drives this channel forward, just as the support of the Parkhead faithful drives the team on the pitch. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed this deep dive into the latest developments since this past Saturday. Every like helps us reach more members of the Green and White Army across the globe. Stay tuned for more tactical analysis, transfer rumors, and exclusive updates as we march towards more silverware together. Subscribe to Celtic News for all the latest from the heart of the East End.